There's a moment we all face at some point in life, sitting in a room full of people, yet feeling completely invisible. Why does happiness feel like it slips through your fingers even when you think you have it all? The joy you're searching for, that contentment you think is just out of reach, is not something waiting out there. It's been inside you all along. Happiness, such a simple word, but something we all spend our entire lives chasing. Whether it's through relationships, our careers, or ticking off boxes on our bucket list, we've been conditioned to believe that happiness comes from external achievements. But what if I told you that the true secret to happiness isn't out there at all? Think about the times you felt true joy. Was it really because of the things you owned or the goals you achieved? Or was it more about a feeling inside you? That fleeting sense of peace, contentment, and connection doesn't come from anything outside of you. It comes from within. So, let's explore how we can cultivate that feeling inside ourselves, starting right now. Let's start with a tough truth. We've all been conditioned to believe that happiness is something we must find outside of ourselves. Society, media, and even well-meaning people in our lives often tell us that to be happy, we need certain things: money, a successful career, a perfect partner, and a beautiful home. It's no wonder we constantly search for happiness in external things. We're told, once you get that promotion, then you'll be happy. Or, once you find the right partner, everything will be perfect. We pin our joy on moments that are yet to come, always delaying that sense of peace. But what happens when you achieve those things? You feel a temporary high, an initial sense of satisfaction. Then slowly it fades away. You get used to your new reality, and that happiness you once felt disappears. And so, the cycle continues. You move on to the next thing and the next, always thinking that happiness is just one more accomplishment away. Here's the problem: happiness that depends on external factors is fleeting. As soon as those factors change or fade, so does our happiness. It's like holding water in your hands. It's bound to slip through your fingers eventually. Now let's talk about validation. We all crave it, don't we? Whether it's through social media likes, compliments from friends, or approval from family, it feels good to be acknowledged. But there's a danger in seeking validation from others. It places our sense of self-worth in the hands of someone else. Think of it like this. When you're constantly seeking validation from others, you're handing them the keys to your happiness. If they don't offer the validation you crave, suddenly you feel less than. But when they do, it feels like you're on top of the world. The problem is, this kind of happiness is conditional. It's fragile, and it can disappear in an instant. Imagine, for a moment, if your sense of worth wasn't tied to what anyone else thought of you. Imagine if you could feel fulfilled just as you are, without needing that external approval. This is the beginning of true happiness, the kind that comes from within. So how do we shift from seeking happiness outside ourselves to finding it within? It all starts with self-awareness. Many of us go through life on autopilot, reacting to the world around us without stopping to reflect on why we feel the way we do. Self-awareness is about pausing, taking a step back, and really examining our thoughts and feelings. What do you want deep down? What truly makes you feel fulfilled? What are your fears, your insecurities, and your hopes? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves. One of the most powerful tools for developing self-awareness is spending time in solitude. It might sound uncomfortable at first, especially if you're someone who's used to always being surrounded by others. But solitude is where we can truly hear ourselves think. It's in those quiet moments that we can start to unravel the layers of who we really are and what we want. Let's talk about solitude. For many people, the idea of being alone is scary. We fill our days with distractions, social media, TV, constant interactions, because we're afraid of what might come up if we're left alone with our thoughts. But here's the thing. Solitude is not the same as loneliness. Solitude can be one of the most empowering experiences you'll ever have. When you're alone, you're free from the expectations and judgments of others. You're free to be exactly who you are without having to perform or fit into any mold. Learning to enjoy your own company is a key step on the journey to inner happiness. When you can sit with yourself and feel at peace, you begin to understand that your worth doesn't come from anyone else. It comes from within. So, the next time you find yourself with some quiet time, don't reach for your phone or look for a distraction. Instead, sit with yourself. Ask yourself how you're feeling. Listen to what your heart is telling you. Another important aspect of finding happiness within is shifting your perspective on what happiness is. We've been taught to think of happiness as a permanent state, something we should feel all the time. But the truth is, happiness is more like a series of moments woven into the fabric of our lives. You're not going to feel happy every moment of every day, and that's okay. What's important is finding those moments of joy in the present, even amidst the challenges and struggles of life. Think about the last time you truly felt happy. Was it during a grand, life-changing event, or was it something simpler? A quiet moment with a loved one, a peaceful walk in nature, or a burst of laughter with a friend. These small, everyday moments are where happiness truly lives. When we stop searching for happiness in the big, dramatic moments and start appreciating the little things, we realize that joy is all around us. It's not something we need to chase. It's something we can tap into at any time. One of the most powerful tools for cultivating happiness from within is practicing gratitude. It's easy to focus on what's missing from our lives or what's going wrong, but when we make a conscious effort to notice and appreciate the good, we start to shift our mindset from one of lack to one of abundance. Gratitude doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as taking a moment each day to reflect on a few things you're thankful for. It could be the warm cup of coffee you enjoyed this morning, the support of a friend, or even just the fact that the sun is shining. When we practice gratitude, we train our minds to focus on the positive, and over time, this can have a profound impact on our overall happiness. Now let's talk about self-compassion. So often, we are our own harshest critics. We beat ourselves up over mistakes, compare ourselves to others, and set impossibly high standards for ourselves. But when we do this, we create a constant sense of dissatisfaction. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend. It's about recognizing that you're human, and that it's okay to make mistakes and have setbacks. When you practice self-compassion, you create a sense of inner peace. Instead of constantly striving for perfection, you learn to accept yourself as you are, flaws and all. And when you can accept yourself, you open the door to true happiness. While happiness comes from within, that doesn't mean we don't need connections with others. Building meaningful relationships is an essential part of a fulfilling life. But the key here is quality over quantity. It's not about how many friends you have or how busy your social calendar is. It's about the depth of the connections you build. When you cultivate relationships based on authenticity and mutual support, you create a strong foundation for lasting happiness. And remember, when you're content with yourself, you bring a more authentic version of yourself to your relationships. You're not seeking validation or approval from others, but rather you're sharing your happiness with them. Another key element of inner happiness is finding your passion and purpose. What lights you up? What makes you feel alive and fulfilled? These are the things that bring deep joy, not because they earn you praise or approval from others, but because they resonate with who you are. Finding your passion doesn't necessarily mean you need to quit your job and pursue your hobby full time. It's about making space in your life for the things that make your heart sing. Whether it's painting, writing, helping others, or spending time in nature, these activities feed your soul and contribute to your sense of happiness and fulfillment. Personal growth is a lifelong journey. It's not about reaching a certain level of success or achieving a specific goal. It's about continually evolving and becoming the best version of yourself. When you embrace personal growth, you're committing to yourself. You're saying, I am worth investing in. And this investment in yourself is one of the most powerful ways to cultivate happiness from within. It's about learning new skills, challenging yourself, and stepping out of your comfort zone. It's about growing emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And as you grow, you'll find that your sense of inner peace and happiness grows with you. No journey is without its setbacks. Life will throw challenges your way. There's no avoiding that. But how you respond to those challenges can make all the difference. When you cultivate happiness from within, you build resilience. You learn that even in the face of adversity, you can find peace and joy within yourself. You become less dependent on external circumstances for your happiness and more grounded in your sense of self-worth. Resilience is not about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about acknowledging the difficulties, feeling the emotions, and then choosing to move forward with strength and grace. So, here we are, at the end of our journey, but really it's just the beginning. The happiness you've been seeking has been with you all along. It's not something you need to chase, achieve, or earn. It's something you can cultivate from within. Through self-awareness, gratitude, self-compassion, and meaningful connections, you can build a life that is rich with inner joy. You don't need to rely on external factors or validation from others to feel fulfilled. You already have everything you need within you to be happy right now. So take a deep breath. Give yourself permission to stop chasing happiness and start creating it from within. You deserve it. If this message resonates with you, take a moment today to practice gratitude. Reflect on the simple joys in your life and appreciate the beauty around you. And if you're ready to dive deeper into this journey of self-discovery and happiness, hit the subscribe button and let's continue exploring this path together. Thank you for watching, and remember, the happiness you're looking for has been inside you all along.